Hi, I'm Sean, and this is my partner Neil, and today we're going to be instructing Rami and you on proper gun handling techniques so you can do so safely. We're going to start out with teaching on a pistol, like this 1911, and then we're going to move into teaching in proper safety on a pump-action shotgun, and then also on our bolt-action rifle down here. Rami, do you have any experience with firearm safety or weapon handling?
I've actually never fired a real gun, but I play Call of Duty a lot, and I like to think that's prepared me to use a real gun. So,
well, Rami, as you'll learn, real life is nothing like what you see in the video games. There is no respawns in real life. So today we're actually going to be teaching you the proper gun safety and all about these three different guns we have here.
This is our Springfield 1911 .45 caliber handgun. There's a few basic parts to it that are the same on almost every gun. They might just be located different. The first part is the trigger. The trigger is the part that will actually make the gun fire. The triggers are all in the same spot and is protected by the trigger guard. You should only have your finger inside the trigger guard on the trigger when you're ready to fire. The next part is the safety, and on this gun the safety is located right up here. When the safety is up in the safe position, you cannot fire the gun, making the gun totally safe. With the safety plied down, the gun can now fire by pulling the trigger and releasing the hammer, which is this part here, to go forward and ignite the bullet. The next part here would be our magazine release, which is this button here. On most handguns, the magazine release is located by the thumb on the left-hand side of the weapon. All you do is you push the button and it ejects the magazine, thus releasing it. Magazine can now be removed from the gun and that there is no more bullets. And you pull back on the chamber, locking the slide back. You then eject the magazine using the magazine release button. Checking the chamber, you can then release the slide using the slide lock by pushing down, and then reapplying the safety to render the gun safe.
alright, so this gun right here is the Smith & Wesson 12 gauge pump action shotgun. It's a pretty basic shotgun. As you see, it's got most of the normal parts of a shotgun has. I got the trigger right here, the trigger guard in front of it. Right here is the chamber. Again, we are not using any live ammunition at all, so as you can check this gun, there is no ammo in it at all. Back on top over here, right here is your safety back. That means the gun's safe. I cannot fire it at all. Forward, you click away. So you want to have that back, and always remember to keep your finger off the trigger. Alright, right here, this part is the internal tube-fed magazine. So there is no magazine that actually is inserted in here. It holds the rounds inside here, and I believe it can hold 6 rounds in here. So the basics with this gun, to fire it, remember the first thing always is you want to keep your finger off that trigger. Alright, and then say the gun is cocked forward here and the chamber is hidden. There is a slide release right over here on the side. You want to hit that and you pull this in, and that reveals the chamber there and shows nothing in there. Now I did that all with the safety on here. So when you're getting ready to shoot, have the gun up, keep your finger off the trigger, the safety's still on, pull forward right there, safety off, and you can aim, fire, up again, fire. So that again is the Smith & Wesson 12 gauge pump action shotgun.
No guns were loaded during the filming of this project. Here we have our Remington bolt-action rifle. This rifle is currently equipped with a scope, a sling, and a bipod. Basically, when you take this weapon, you want to make sure that it is safe. The first step in doing so would be to open the bolt and pull it to the rear. You would then visually inspect the chamber, making sure that there are no live ammunition in there. You would pull the safety back into the rear, into the safe position. If you wanted to fire, you would then load a round into the chamber, push the bolt forward into the closed position, and lock it down. Then, by taking aim, you could properly turn the safety off onto fire, and then fire. And that's how to properly use a Remington bolt-action rifle. Okay, rule number 1 is always to keep the weapon pointed in a safe direction. The safest direction is always down into the ground or vertically up into the air. You don't ever want to point it at another person or anything you're not willing to destroy. By keeping it pointed into the ground, if I do have an accidental discharge and the weapon does go off, the bullet will go down into the ground and hopefully not hurt anyone.
Rule number 2 is always keep your finger off the trigger and the safety on until you're ready to shoot. So that will pretty much limit any accidental discharge there, especially if you have the gun pointed towards the ground. But as soon as you're ready, you take that safety off, point it up, and that's when you want to put your finger on the trigger, only when you're ready to shoot.
The next rule is, when giving a gun to another person, you always want to make sure it's unloaded and treat it like it is until you know otherwise. First thing, you want to take the slide and you want to lock it back and visually inspect the chamber to make sure that there are no rounds in it. And then carefully, while following rule number 1 and 2, pass it off to the other person.
Again, rule number 2 is keep your finger off the trigger and the safety on. With the slide back, the safety is not going to be on. But I'm still going to, even though I know he just checked it himself, I'm going to double check, make sure there is nothing in the chamber. That way I am, fully aware and confident that this gun is safe.
Good. The next rule is always to be aware of what's behind your target. If I was shooting at this tree, following the other rules, I would be up here to shoot, but not knowing what's behind the target, if I did shoot.
Oh, what's up, guys?
I just shot Neil. Always be aware of what's beyond your target. Now, after going over basic safety, we're going to let new shooter here, Rami, give it a try for himself. Rami, there you go. Now make sure that chamber is safe and there's no bullets in there.
Alright.
It's clear?
Yep, we're clear.
Okay. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to put the magazine into the bottom of the gun. Now once it's in there, you're going to hit the slide release on the side, letting the slide go forward and load the gun. There's now a bullet in the chamber, so the gun is considered loaded. Turn your safety on, Rami, and go ahead and take it up and take aim. You're going to want to make sure you have a stance with your arms fully extended and a solid athletic stance. You can then take your safety off, put your finger on the trigger, and fire. Hi, I'm Sean, and today me and my partner Neil are going to be teaching you about proper gun safety. We're going to be
Start over.
Alright,
Just cut it out.
Fuck. When you pull back, shit. Okay. The last part, or shit, I'm saying last again. The next
finger off the trigger. What's this thing called again?
That's the wait, what thing?
The tube
magazine.
Tube magazine. Okay, and on these don't actually have a magazine that go in. It's a tube magazine. So you would load the bullet here, and it would go the shell. You would load the shell here, and it would fill up here. I believe this one can hold 8 rounds, 6 rounds. It can hold
Start the whole part over.
Right.
And that's how to properly use a Remington bolt-action rifle.
That's how you get shit done. Got that one take.
And you're ready to kapow. Yeah, you definitely gotta do that again. You gotta talk louder.
I was gonna say you should just tell me like, first check to see if the chamber's loaded.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should tell them like
everything.
everything.
Tell me to do the thing, and then that way it'll be. That way I don't have to remember anything.
Okay.
Kabloomy! Something.
Wait, no, Olivia, you should just stand here. It's like, I'm a woman with a gun!
No, I think
No, this is yours.
Just stand there holding with it. We'll edit it in. And she's like, hi! And you just see Neil drop. It's like,
Oh, shoot. Bitches be crazy. Bada bing, bada boom.